Friends, today's topic is important, but I have to warn you, it won't be to everyone's liking. If you're already married, in a long-term relationship, or planning to settle down, my words might irritate you or even seem unfair, but the truth is, most modern men never truly consider what they're signing up for when they enter marriage, and that mistake can cost them far more than they realize. I urge you to listen with an open mind, stay calm, and if possible, don't let the women around you see this video. Instead, share it with friends who might find this information valuable. Also, check the description below for links to recommended products. If you purchase anything from the list, it helps support my work as a creator, allowing me to continue making content like this. Now, let's get into the real discussion. When I talk to my married friends, especially those with children, they don't understand me. They look at me as if I'm missing out on something crucial, as if I've chosen an incomplete life. But a few years pass, and I see the glow in their eyes fade. Their grand dreams of family happiness slowly dissolve into the monotony of daily struggles, exhaustion, and unresolved frustrations. They no longer ask me what I haven't married. Their looks say it all. It's not hatred. It's not even envy. It's a silent longing for what they've lost. Freedom. And no, I'm not just talking about the ability to be with different women. I'm talking about something much deeper. The ability to live on your own terms, to never ask for permission, to never be obligated to do things you despise. Yes, this lifestyle isn't permanent, but every man should experience it before even thinking about committing to just one woman. One and only. Did you really think I believe in absolute love? No, my friends. Some will unsubscribe after hearing this, but it's time to speak the harsh truth about what marriage really is for men today. The financial trap of marriage. Marriage is far more than a romantic promise to stand by each other in good times and bad. It's a contract, one that places the man in a position of financial responsibility, often at the expense of his own personal growth and ambitions. The moment you get married, you voluntarily agree to share your life and your money. And if that marriage ends in divorce, which happens in 70–80% of cases initiated by women, you won't just suffer emotionally, you'll take a financial hit that can cripple you for years. Alimony, asset division, court battles. None of these are things a man envisions when slipping a ring onto his finger. But do you know what's truly painful? You can spend years building your career, your business, and your wealth, but the moment she decides she's bored, dissatisfied, or wants something new, she can walk away and take a huge piece of your life with her. You don't just lose money, you lose years of effort, sacrifices, and dreams. The financial risks of marriage are a reality most men don't talk about openly, but ask any man who's been through a divorce, and he'll tell you, he learned this lesson the hard way. Loss of freedom and time. Many men do not realize how much time and energy family life consumes until they are already in it. Once you are married, your life is no longer your own. Every decision, from where to go on vacation to which job to take, must be discussed and agreed upon. Your time is no longer yours, it belongs to the family. And this isn't necessarily a bad thing if your primary goal is building a family. But if your goal is personal growth, self-actualization, or working on large-scale projects, marriage becomes the anchor that holds you back. A man who dedicates himself to his ambitions will often find that marriage forces him to put them on hold or abandon them altogether. When you get married, you're betting on love, partnership, and a shared future. But no one tells you that the odds are stacked against you. Divorce is not just a breakup. It's the destruction of everything you've built. Courts, lawyers, property division, child support. This is the fate that awaits most men who decide to leave marriage. And even if you stay, there is no guarantee of happiness. You're merely postponing the moment when you realize you paid too high a price for an illusion. Manipulations and expectations. Marriage is a constant exchange, but in this exchange, the man often ends up in debt. You must be strong, responsible, a provider, while also being sensitive, caring, and understanding. If you fail to meet these expectations, you will face criticism, reproach, and comparisons to other men. And the saddest thing, seeing a man who has lost his spark. He hasn't felt happiness in years, hasn't enjoyed a woman's affection, and intimacy with his wife or girlfriend has become as rare as his promotions at work. Ever wonder why employers ask about your marital status? Because married men are easier to control. Your boss prefers employees who have a wife at home. Why? Because a single man is dangerous. He has time to think for himself. And if you have time for yourself, you might start asking uncomfortable questions. A man without obligations is harder to manipulate. He's not tied down by a mortgage, a family to support, or a wife's expectations. And that makes him a threat to the system. I hope I haven't shattered your illusions about the world. But let me share something with you. Over the years, I've learned how to handle these pressures and expectations. When I started studying relationship psychology and manipulation tactics, it was like a veil had been lifted. Reading books on these topics helped me see where common sense ends and control begins. Now, I can easily distinguish between genuine emotions and hidden agendas, allowing me to maintain my inner balance and make the right decisions. If you want to understand how not to fall victim to manipulation, check out the description of this video. I've left links to books that changed my life. Women often use manipulation to get what they want. If you don't recognize it, you become part of a game where you no longer make the rules. Over time, you start to realize that your life is no longer your own. It has become a performance dictated by the expectations of others. And the longer you stay in that role, the harder it is to break free. In my previous video, I talked about how men choose the wrong priorities in life. To put it simply, instead of focusing on self-improvement, building a strong body, maintaining mental health, and securing financial stability, modern men get trapped in relationships that consume them entirely. There is nothing more disheartening than seeing young men who have been completely subdued, working tirelessly to pay off mortgages, fund their children's education, and finance their wife's shopping habits. I'm not against family, but most men rush into it too soon. Or worse, they cling to it out of fear, the fear of losing intimacy with a woman. They comply with conditions, get married, and accept their fate because they're afraid of being alone, afraid of feeling the same emptiness they felt as children. Personal story. There was a time when I was in a long-term, serious relationship. We even lived together. At first, everything seemed perfect. But as the months passed, I started realizing that I was losing focus on my goals. It wasn't because I was weak or unmotivated. Far from it. It was simply the nature of being in a relationship with a woman. The constant conversations, shared plans, and unspoken expectations drained my energy that I could have used to push toward my ambitions. One day, it hit me. This wasn't the person I want to spend my life with. I started thinking about what my future would look like in 5, 10, or 20 years if I stayed in that relationship. And what I saw terrified me. The fear of losing years of my life, my time, my purpose, for something that didn't truly fulfill me, became overwhelming. That was the moment I walked away, and in doing so, I discovered a profound truth. Only when you are alone are you truly free. The illusion of happiness. Many men step into marriage believing it will bring them happiness. But happiness isn't something you receive from external sources. It's something you build within yourself. If you believe a woman, a family, or children will be the key to your fulfillment, you're mistaken. These things might bring temporary satisfaction, but the illusion fades the moment reality sets in. A weak man looks for validation outside himself, from women, from society, from social media. He believes that someone else will complete him and make him feel whole. But a strong man creates his own opportunities, shapes his own path, and constantly seeks new horizons. He is already whole and independent, and any woman in his life is not the foundation of his happiness, but a complement to it. That's what makes him immune to manipulation and allows him to build his life on his own terms. Most people run from reality, choosing instead to live in the illusion of happiness. But I have learned that true strength lies in facing your life with brutal honesty. Self-analysis and journaling have become powerful tools for me, helping me stay grounded in reality instead of getting lost in fantasies. These habits allow me to see my mistakes clearly and move forward without self-deception. If you want to try this for yourself, I've left links in the description to some of the best journals and practical guides that helped me on this path. Conclusion: marriage is not a solution, it's a choice. But it's a choice that should only be made with complete awareness of what it truly entails. A modern man must build his life on freedom, growth, and purpose, not on chasing an illusion of family bliss. Remember, your life belongs to you alone. Only you decide how to live it. A man must focus on building his best version, physically, financially, and mentally, before entering a relationship. Only then will he have the strength to choose his partner wisely, avoid compromises, and resist manipulation. A man who has built his body, secured his finances, and mastered his mindset will never settle or allow himself to be controlled. Be stronger, live by your own rules, and create the life you deserve. Subscribe to the channel if you want to learn more about how to protect your freedom and build a life on your own terms. The best content is yet to come. Leave your comments below. I want to hear your thoughts.